Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday Bulletin here on ABC News Ghana. I am Jennifer Somwa. Coming up today, the World Health Organization says road crash report on 26 African countries reveals a 17% surge in road crash death. We'll bring you the numbers shortly. Also coming up, the Electoral Commission has announced a voter mop-up registration exercise in August. We'll bring you more on this. And also, the National Democratic Congress is set to launch its campaign in Tamale tomorrow. We will hear from the experts. This and many more coming up. Do stay with us. Thank you for choosing ABC News Ghana. Don't forget, we are streaming on YouTube at ABC News Ghana. Now the news in detail. The World Health Organization has stressed the need for Ghana and the rest of Africa to implement holistic policies and measures that will halve the number of crashes, injuries, and deaths related to road accidents by 2030 in accordance with Target 3.6 of the Sustainable Development Goals. The Global Health Institution said those policies must promote sustainable transportation systems, improve legislative road safety frameworks, investment in data management systems, improved post-crash response, and research tailored to the continent's unique challenges. It further stressed that the policies must be targeted at dealing with a myriad of factors that triggered road crashes, including lethargic enforcement of traffic laws, potholed roads, speeding and drunk driving, and limited safety education targeting road users. WHO made the call as part of recommendations of its 2023 status report on road safety in the African region, which was launched in the Kenyan capital Nairobi last Tuesday. Well, according to the report records 65.62 million registered vehicles in 2021, representing a more than twofold increase since the publication of the Global Status Report on Road Safety in 2013. Well, according to their report, WHO stressed the need for Ghana and the rest of Africa to put in place measures to halve number of crashes and deaths by 2030 in accordance with Target 3.6 of the SDGs. The report also reveals an estimated 225,482 people died from road traffic injuries in 2021, representing 19% of the global burden of deaths, even though the African region accounts for only 15% of the global population and only 3% of the global vehicle fleet. Well, some of the policies they stated which must be promoted is sustainable transportation systems, improve legislative road safety frameworks, and investment in data management systems. WHO also made the call as part of recommendations of its 2023 status report on road safety in the African region. Still on the report, the estimated number of fatalities in the region has increased by 17% since 2010. However, 17 countries have reduced the number of fatalities by 2% to 49% since 2010. And vulnerable road users, 2 or 3 wheelers, cyclists, and pedestrians account for half of all fatalities. That is 50%. 4 wheelers represent 32%. According to the reports, it indicated that Africa had become an epicenter of deaths arising from road crashes, exerting strain on the continent's public health infrastructure. And also males aged between 15 and 64 years were the main victims of road traffic crashes, with vulnerable road users such as motorcyclists, cyclists and pedestrians being the most affected. Also here, we have the availability of road legislation. 24 countries, including Ghana, report having national strategies to promote access to and use of public transport. Also, 35 countries in the region have a national strategy for road safety, but only 21 of them have specific targets for reducing road traffic fatalities, and 16 countries have no legislation on vehicle safety at all. These were some of the lapses that were also contributed in the report. It says it attributed the rise to multiple factors, including inadequate road safety laws and standards, and these factors are speeding, drink driving, non-use of motorcycle helmets, seat belts and child restraint. And some of the action plans the report gave was that the countries needed to revamp transport infrastructure, retain motorists and promote safety education. Only 3 countries provide free psychosocial support for victims and their families, and also 10 countries have laws requiring healthcare facilities to take care of everyone regardless of capacity to pay following a crash. When we come here to Ghana, last week the NRSA gave a report that a total of 6,653 road traffic crashes were reported from January to June 2024, and 1,237 died, with 7,561 injured. Comparing these statistics to last year, that's 2023, there has been a decrease in the numbers of injured persons and vehicles involved, but the persons killed has increased by 13%. And also some of the findings on the causes of accidents were from wrongful overtaking and speeding. Well, the National Road Safety Authority reports indicates that a total of 6,653 road traffic crashes were reported from January to June 2024, and 1,237 died, with 7,561 injured. Comparing this to 2023, there has been a decrease in the numbers according to injuries and also the vehicles involved, but there has been an increase in the number of deaths by 13%. And some of the findings by the National Road Safety Authority says the cause of accidents were from wrongful overtaking and speeding. We will speak more on this report on our subsequent bulletins. Away from that, the Electoral Commission will conduct a mop-up registration exercise from August 1 to August 3, 2024 at all 268 district offices, 41 prison centers and 28 public universities. The EC has assured that it will address network issues and other logistical challenges ahead of the registration exercise. This information was disclosed during the Inter-Party Advisory Committee meeting held on Thursday, July 25. The Electoral Management Body announced that the missing names from the voter registration have been restored and urged political parties to inform their members to verify their names during the exhibition. Well, the mop-up exercise is supposed to take place from August 1 to August 3, 2024 at all 268 district offices, 41 prison centers and 26 public universities. And as I stated earlier, EC has assured to address network issues and other logistical challenges ahead of the registration exercise during the IPAC meeting. And also, missing names from voter registration, from the previous voter registration, has been restored, and the EC's IT department will provide explanations at the next IPAC meeting regarding concerns raised about the registration figures announced. On the line is Midday Jibril, who is with the NDC and was at the IPAC meeting. Thank you for joining us here on ABC News.
Thank you for having me.
I'm aware you were present at the IPAC meeting.
Yes, I was.
What really transpired?
Okay, yesterday we met on an emergency meeting at IPAC. The main agenda is about the mop-up registration that is coming up on the 1st to 3rd August, which the Electoral Commission briefed us of the preparation that they have done so far. They informed us of the sentence that will be used for the exercise, which will be the same district offices, the campuses that had the 2024 registration sentence, and some prison service centers that we use. And these are the information they share with us. All other issues of registration still stand as the CI and the process of registration. And these are the things that they informed from us yesterday when we met.
With the preparations the EC said they have made for the mop-up registration.
Yes, for the briefing, actually, the preparation is just to say it's on 1st to 3rd. It's going to be the sentence that we are going to use. Assurance that we ask from them whether networks will be stable as against what we had in the last registration exercise, because this is just a 3-day exercise. If networks will be a challenge, then it means that we'll have a problem. They are sure that they have set up everything. We hope that day 1, day 2, day 3, she will be able to get what we want. But until then, whatever they say, we are waiting to see what will happen from 1st and 3rd of August.
Thank you very much, Jibril. Jibril is from the NDC. Still on elections, the Opposition National Democratic Congress will tomorrow, Saturday, July 27, officially launch its campaign in Tamale towards the victory at the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. And all who matter in the party are expected to be in the Northern Region capital for the event dubbed Reset Ghana. The national campaign will be followed by a door-to-door and personal engagement with voters by the flag bearer John Mahama and his running mate Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajaman across the country. The program, which according to the party is billed to start at noon at the Tamale Jubilee Park, is under the theme Change Reset Ghana. So tomorrow the opposition NDC will officially start their campaign, and they are starting with Tamale. They are starting in the Northern Region, and all who matter in the party are expected to be in the Northern Region. The campaign is dubbed Reset Ghana. We have on phone Dr. Tanko Computer, who is the Deputy Director of Elections, to have further conversations on this. Thank you for joining us here on ABC News Ghana. Hello, Dr. Tanko.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us here on ABC News Ghana.
Very well.
Is everything set for the campaign tomorrow?
Let me say good afternoon to all your cherished viewers and listeners. We are set for tomorrow. The whole Ghana has stormed Tamale. Tamale is agog as of now. As we speak now, the people are angry for power. So they are trooping in their numbers as if elections were going to be held today. Seriously, as we speak now, there's no even space in Tamale.
So why did you choose the Northern Region as your first place?
Yes, well, it's a strategic plan that we have put
and our colleagues who died
from the north down, because our campaign this year is going to be we call it submarine campaign, and that kind of submarine campaign is going to be door to door, market to market, hamlet to hamlet, church to church, mosque to mosque. In fact, it's one-on-one campaign. So we want to launch the campaign up north and we'll end it down south. So the campaign will start from up north and it come down all the way to end in South. That is how we are going to do it. So it's strategically placed. That is how we want to look at it. So as we launch the campaign, it's a nationwide campaign we are launching. And so we start from the north, up north, then we come down all the way to the south. So that is the brain behind it.
But does the NDC feel threatened that Dr. Bawumia is somehow gaining grounds in the northern region?
Not at all. Not at all. He's not a factor at all. He's not an issue completely. We are aware of what happened in 2020. We have all the facts and figures, what they did. Now our eyes are wide awake. We are open and we are monitoring every bit of what is going on there. So as for Bawumia, he's not on the scorecard at all. It's not an issue. We are not bothered about him in any case. People in the north have now seen, even the chiefs, when he met the chiefs. You know what the chiefs were telling him? So you media men, you were following him. You heard what the chiefs were asking him. All the promises they made for them, nothing is going on. Completely nothing. Look at what the Yendi water project. Look at the Savilugu Wale sort they cut 3 times. Nothing is going on there. Look at the dams. They promise them 1 village, 1 dam. Go and see their dugouts. So for the north, they are just waiting for the ballot boxes to be brought, and you will see the kind of voting that will come out from there. So for us, we have our game plan. We are not bothered with what Bawumia is doing over there. In any case, Bawumia is not the only northerner on the card. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He's a senior most and respected politician up north. That one you cannot take it away from him. So and we are going to see it. So we are not bothered at all.
Well, what is the target of the NDC in the north?
Well, the north, as of now, we are looking at it as the 5 northern regions. You know, it used to be the 5 northern regions. These people came and did some gerrymandering, creating those regions and took trying to separate the unity that the 5 northern regions used to enjoy. Nonetheless, we are still together. We can assure you that we will win not less than 80% of the northern votes. We can assure you.
Just saying you are confident that the NDC will take the seat in the northern region.
Very well. I can assure you. For instance, if you take northern region, as of now, it has 18 constituencies. They are holding 9, we are holding 9. I'm telling you, mark it. At the end of December 7th, if MPP should get 4 seats, they have tried.
Thank you very much. If they get 4
seats, they have tried. Because our game plan is working, our strategy is working, we are on course, we are monitoring the figures, we are monitoring the numbers, and I can assure you the present northern region, at least, we can make not less than 15 to 16 seats. That one, I'm very sure of that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tanko Computer. He's a Deputy Director of Elections. Well, tomorrow the NDC will officially launch its campaign in Tamale towards victory at the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. All who matter in the party are expected to be in the northern region, and the campaign is dubbed Reset Ghana. The national campaign will be followed by a door-to-door and personal engagement with voters by the 2024 flag bearer John Mahama and his running mate Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman across the country. And the program, according to the party, is built to start at noon at Tamale Jubilee Park and is under the theme Change to Reset Ghana. We have on the line Dr. Friye, who is a political analyst, to have further conversations on this. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us here.
Yeah, good afternoon, my dear.
So it seems the northern region has become a hotspot for both the NDC and the NPP. Why is that so?
Yes, thank you very much, and to your viewers as well. The NDC want to launch their national campaign in Tamale, and as the presidential candidate for each of, that is the party, the NPP and the NDC have selected a northerner to be their flag bearer. probably that is what is going to happen. And these elections will be the battle of the North, where the two candidates coming from the North will battle that ground. And looking at the data and election results and parliamentary seats, and that is the presidential results, probably you'll get to know that the MPP is gaining grounds there. And I was listening to the deputy director, and he said that the MPP in 2020 elections, the Northern, had 9 votes, that is 9 seats, and then 9 seats. And when you compare with the vote, that is the presidential results, is 46% and 52%. That's the 46% for the MPP, and the NDC had 52.9%. So looking at the trend from the 1992 results and the seats, it means the MPP is gaining ground. And now what we're saying, the battle of the North, is that since Dr. Bawumia became the became the vice president, I think Bawumia is pulling some votes for the MPP in the North, and probably becoming the presidential candidate will see a great impact and influence. So the reason why the NDC probably going to the North is practically to gain the stronghold of the North, which will be the battlegrounds. And I'm saying that anyone who wins the northern seat, that comprising the 5 northern regions, probably will win the elections.
Well, the EC is also having a mop-up registration exercise from August 1 to August 3 in some districts. What are your comments on that?
Yes, I think it's part of the Electoral Commission to also to ensure that anyone that has the voting age will tend to be on the voting list for the 2024 elections. And I think that they need to ensure that it's transparent. They need to ensure that the right people are on the list, to ensure, and also let the stakeholders be involved as they have been doing, so that it will not be seen as antagonism between the Electoral Commission and some of the political parties. Let all of them get involved, and also the political parties should also ensure that they also, it's not like you controlling the EC, but also ensure that you also work with the EC to have the mop-up exercise very well. I think it can be done so without any violence, without any issue concerning the mop-up. And I think they have to collaborate so that the police will have their peace.
Well, we have barely 5 months to the elections, and let's talk about the independent political parties. Let's talk about CPP. We don't know who their presidential candidate is. How do you think it's going to affect them during the elections?
It's unfortunate that the CPP for some time now is unable to organize themselves for general elections and also parliamentary elections and presidential elections. And I'm so surprised that till now they have not able to put their house in order to get their presidential candidate. And that shows how a political party, about their leaders and how how they organize themselves. It doesn't speak well of CPP, and I think they have to put their house in order, because it's unfortunate. Most of the time, even though they are not well united sometimes as you see them, but it's by now getting to 4 months or 5 months to elections and you are not able to select your presidential candidate is unpardonable. And I think that they need to organize themselves and put their house in order if they want to make any impact in the election 2024.
So what about the other independent political parties? Do you think they should merge and come together to win the election?
It depends on how the independent candidate, how you make it, because we know that we have Honorable Alan Chematin. We also have Cheddar also in as an independent candidate. We also have others. I think I cannot mention all of them. I cannot remember some. But what we can identify is that even if they all come together, what we realize for elections in Ghana is that independent candidates mostly don't put much performance in most of their that is the election. So maybe strategically they want to position themselves to disrupt or to change the figures, so that if there's any opportunity for merging or second run-up, I think that's how the independent candidates in Ghana has positioned themselves. it's not for them to win, but to disrupt the figures. And maybe if there's an opportunity, then they can just align themselves for any political gains that will make the independent candidate. I think that is what they've organized themselves for. But for them to win election, my dear sister, is very difficult. But that is how. So even if they come together, they can also pull some numbers. But it will be very difficult because the NDC and the MPP has monopolized the political system for a while, and it will be very difficult to break that system, except maybe some kind of reorganizations and purposefully independent candidates gearing for themselves for elections.
Well, in your analysis, do you think Dr. Bawumia is ahead of John Dramani Mahama in terms? There was a recent infographics that Dr. Bawumia is leading in the Bunu region.
Election sometimes, but anything can happen, and anything can happen at any day, at any time, and we all have to be very cautious. Maybe I think Bawumia is performing gradually as compared to the earlier research findings, because I think he came on board and has been working out and going to the other part. And I think the figures of the research findings that may come later might be what do we call it, head to head, and from then anything can happen. It can go the other side, it can also come here, and I think all of them have to put or re-strategize depending on how the parties get themselves in. Because the NDC is saying that they are going to door, and so maybe the MPP also will re-strategize. Now the large rallies and that kind of thing is no more. That is not relevant nowadays for political campaigning. I think people want to hear, people want to see, people want to feel the party influence, and that is what might work for each of the parties, especially the strong ones, the MPP and the NDC. So they all have to work hard. It's neck to neck, and depending on how they strategize from now on, one might knock the other down for the 2024 election.
Doctor, what is your take on the presidential debate Ghanaians are calling for between the various political parties?
Yes, the debate, my dear sister, the debate. For we, debate is one of the key issues, one of the key.
You have no call credits in your MTN account.
Political analyst, away from issues of politics, 12 remand prisoners at the Nsawam Medium prisons have regained their personal liberties and set free after being released under the Justice for All program. The 12 are part of some 24 inmates who appeared before the special court sittings at the prisons on Wednesday, July 24, 2024. 10 others out of the 24 were granted bail, while 2 applicants were unlucky as the applications were refused. There is more in this report.
The inmates, some of whom have been on remand for more than 10 years for crimes such as murder, were released after evidence put before Justice Lydia Osei-Mafo, a justice of the Court of Appeal, and Justice Kofi Ekufu. Information made available to the special court suggested that the state had not shown interest in prosecuting the accused persons. The Justice for All program, which was introduced by the judiciary sometime in 2007, was designed to decongest the prisons by bringing the court to the doorstep of the remand prisoners. Justice Ifeasewa Asare-Botwe, a justice of the Court of Appeal who doubles as co-chair for Judiciary Criminal Justice Committee, emphasized the need to not leave out victims of crime when it comes to justice.
Second Justice for All in prison sitting after the COVID-19 pandemic. During the period of the pandemic, the leadership of the Judicial Service deployed innovative means of providing access to justice through virtual means in collaboration with other sector institutions and POS Foundation, a civil society organization. The service set up mobile in-prison special courts through technology to deal with various applications filed by remand prisoners. The service turned the COVID-19 challenges and restrictions into opportunities. We would like to highly recommend and commend the past Chief Justices of the Republic of Ghana, as well as past chairpersons and members of the Justice for All Program Steering Committee for bringing in the program this far. My special appreciation goes to the criminal justice stakeholders, development partners, judges and staff of the Judicial Service, as well as the National Steering Committee for the Justice for All program for their support and their contribution in diverse ways to make this day a special in-prison court sitting possible. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, as you are aware, Article 14.4 of the 1992 Constitution, which Ms. Kunkuti has quoted several times today, states, where a person is arrested, restricted or detained under paragraph A or B of clause 3 of this article is not tried within a reasonable time, then without prejudice to any further proceedings that may be brought against him, he shall be released either unconditionally or upon reasonable conditions, including in particular conditions reasonably necessary to ensure that he appears at a later date for trial or for proceedings preliminary to trial. Ladies and gentlemen, what constitutes reasonable time is yet to be properly determined. This sometimes results in long pre-trial detentions, leading to overcrowding in prisons across the country. In 2007, the alarming prison overcrowding led to the establishment of the Justice for All program by the then Attorney General and Minister for Justice, the Honorable Joe Gatti, together with heads of criminal justice institutions, to bring the court to the doorstep of remand prisoners. At that time, the remand population was 4,285, which constituted 33% of the total prison population. Ladies and gentlemen, currently, the Justice for All program is spearheaded by the Judicial Service of Ghana, facilitated by the POS Foundation, and coordinated by the National Steering Committee, made up of the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Prison Service, the Legal Aid Authority, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, the Judicial Service, and POS Foundation. I wish to announce to you that data from the Ghana Prison Service Records Unit shows that by the end of May 2024, the total prisoner population was 14,647, as against the authorized nationwide prison capacity of 10,265. The total prisoner population comprises 13,057 convicts and 1,590 pre-trial prisoners. The current data therefore shows a very significant reduction of prisoner overcrowding population from 51% as at December 2018 to 42.69 as at May 2024. From these statistics, the reduction in pre-trial detention population is quite significant. That's from 33% in 2007 to 10.86% in 2024. I am confident and hopeful that in the near future,
the Executive Director of POS Foundation, Jonathan Osei-Owusu, facilitators of the program, in an interaction with journalists, said the surest way to ease overcrowding in the prison is to fast-track the implementation of the Community Service Bill.
7 years, 5 years, 7 years without trial, and today the court brought to the doorstep of the prisoner and they now pronounced that you've been discharged. You saw some of them crying. This was freedom that cannot be bought. So as much as we sometimes condemn some of the systems that we are running, this is also another intervention by the justice system that is also resolving some of the backlogs or issues that have come up as a result of systemic failure or challenges. So it's a good time that we all have to celebrate for our colleagues that have gotten justice and that they are going to reconcile or reunite with their family. If you look at the statistics my lady put out there, the remand population has moved from 33% during the Justice for 2007 to 10.8. Now the question is there any congestion, or do we still have congestion in our prisons? From the prisons authorities, yes. That means the convict population steadily have not dropped. So what do we do? And that is the reason why, together with the judiciary and other stakeholders, we have championed the non-custodial centers and regimes, which critically among them is the community service. As we are talking with you now, together with the Ministry of Interior and the Ministry of Justice and Attorney General, we have been able to get the draft bill, and the ministers responsible have forwarded it to cabinet. That is the latest information we received. We are praying and calling on the minister. It is their baby. That the Minister of Interior and Attorney General should expedite action at cabinet level so that the bill can be put before Parliament. If that is done before October, we are hopeful that at least before Parliament rises or election gets so busy or campaign gets busy, they will be able to push this agenda so that those who have been arrested for misdemeanors, minor offences, can be given alternatives to incarceration, do some community service, sweep on the compound, and etc., so that it will save government costs and it will bring us some relief and let people reform. At the end of the day, they will not come and join those in custody, get hardened, and then when they come out, probably it may be like that they are going to take. So we are happy that Justice for All is clearing most of these backlog and decongesting the prison. But we are also happy and calling that the community service bill that is within the within cabinet. Action yesterday coordinated by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, as well as the Minister for Interior, to be able to get this through to help the decongestion of our prisons.
Some of the inmates who couldn't hold their joy after they were released shared their excitement. The inmates, some of whom have been on remand for more than 10 years.
Still on legal issues, upon receiving petition by the family of the 18-year-old third-year science student of the Ghana National College for the death of their son, the Child Rights International has initiated a legal team to demand justice for the unfortunate demise of Theophilus Ansah. The Executive Director of Child Rights International, Mr. Bright Appiah, at a press conference noted that seeking justice for the late student is critical as the rate of this negligence in our schools has become alarming.
Child Rights International says it received a petition dated July 17, 2024 from the Adazi family of Anomabo to seek justice for their son, Theophilus Ansah. Following the death of Theophilus Ansah, who was in his final year, relatives have accused school authorities of Ghana National College in Cape Coast for negligence and are demanding immediate action to put a stop to these gaps of school authorities, administrative rules for not providing proper care for 6 students in our boarding schools. Executive Director of Child Rights International, Mr. Bright Appiah, speaking to ABC News Ghana, said they are carefully studying the details of the petition and also engaging the Ghana Education Service to adapt to reforms to resolve frequent problems in our boarding schools.
We want to say that, yes, the call that we have received from the family, we will definitely take the steps that is needed to protect the welfare of our children and to make sure that such things do not happen in our secondary school. But if we also know that certain tortious act has been committed, then we can also use the court to say for that sanction to be on them. That is where the court will look at damages, and when they know that the criminal offense has been committed, they will also make a recommendation to that effect. That we have referred the petition to our lawyers, a team of lawyers who are currently studying the petition, and at the appropriate time we will also announce to you the action that we're going to take in respect to that. But for me, like in the case of Wachimota, where the courts come clearly to say that somebody neglected their duty, I think that in such cases it should be appropriate for the Ghana Education System to sanction the authorities for allowing such an act to take place. But now, however, if we also know that certain tortious act has been committed, then we can also use the court to say for that sanction to be on them. That is where the court will look at damages and when they know that the criminal offense has been committed, they will also make a recommendation that effect.
Away from legal issues, let's take a look at the education sector as members and leadership of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAC, remain despite threats of salary freezes by their employers. According to the association, they are aware that freezing salaries is one of the strategies employers were going to deploy to get them to call off their strike, but they are unfazed. Fidelis Kamai, who is a member of CTAC's national communication team, says when a directive was issued, it was even motivated and gingered most of their tutors, and they are saying that they should even take the August salary in addition, because until all the arbitrary awards are implemented, they can go ahead and continue to freeze the salaries. Joining us via Zoom is Isaiah Dukuris, who is a council member of CTAC. Thank you so much for joining us. We will come back to that story. Let's move away from that and look at the cybersecurity and Ghana Immigration Service. The Danish government, through the International Center for Migration Policy Development, has donated cybersecurity equipment and furniture to the Ghana Immigration Service. This is to strengthen its capacity to combat irregular migration. There is more in this report. As part of strengthening the operational framework of the Ghana Immigration Service, the service has been a beneficiary of Project Strengthening Border and Migration Management in Ghana, SMMIG, with technical support from International Center for Migration Policy Development, ICMPD. The government of Denmark on Wednesday, July 23, 2024, donated to the Ghana Immigration Service some cybersecurity equipment and office furniture. The items include laptops, desktops, cybersecurity softwares, CCTV cameras, printers, digital cameras, and many more. The Deputy Minister for Interior, Nana Eya, received the items on behalf of the service.
On behalf of the government of Ghana, to express our gratitude to the government for their support to Ghana Immigration Service over the years, and also appreciate the National Center for Migration Policy Development for facilitating and implementation of the various activities under the project.
The Deputy Ambassador of Denmark to Ghana, Ms. Vibeke Sandor Pedersen, in her address emphasized the initiative is to enhance Ghana's institutional and immigration capacity.
The Danish Cabinet has facilitated several key initiatives, including enhancing the capacity of the GIS local government to investigate, prosecute, and secure prohibitions on government fraud and other migration cases.
Head of Office at the International Center for Migration Policy Development, ICMPD, Amala Obiokoye Nwalo, underscored the need for the state to enhance its border security architecture.
Border security is the bedrock of identity management, and this is an important factor of the migration of governance and security as a whole. This is because criminals and mischievous elements can hide behind forged or fraudulently acquired identity documents to carry out nefarious activities. Even as an immigration service, GIS relies a lot on identity documents to limit decision-making in allowing travelers into and out of Ghana.
Still on the Ghana Immigration Service, as part of activities to tighten the security borders of our country, the German government has supported the Ghana Immigration Service with equipment such as workshop van and 3,000 torchlights. This donation took place on Thursday, 25th July 2024.
The German ambassador, Daniel Koh, has stated that Germany is aware of the challenges some of the security services are facing and are committed to assist them.
We are fully aware that all members of the security services in the country are facing severe challenges with these developments we have to observe in your neighboring countries. So Germany is supporting Ghana Armed Forces Police and of course also Ghana Immigration Service, and we are willing to continue this kind of assistance cooperation. We value very highly.
Let's take a look at what is happening in the world of business. The National Communication Authority has pledged to reduce data costs by year's end amid mounting pressure and criticism over high prices and poor services. The move comes after the agency faced calls for its board dissolution, partly due to concerns that MTN's SMP status has led to unreliable data supply and excessive pricing. In a statement, the NCA clarified that the SMP classification aims to promote fair competition, not burden MTN's operations. The authority explained that measures such as unbalanced interconnection rates, tariff parity and technology neutrality will foster competition, innovation and consumer protection. Director General of NCA Dr. Joe Anoche says data prices will likely decrease with the introduction of the NGIC Wholesale Carrier Neutral Open Access Network. This network, expected to be launched by the last quarter of the year, will enable operators like AT, Telecel and MTN to purchase bulk data without upgrading towers or equipment, leading to increased efficiency and reduced costs. Let's do some sports now. In sports, the opening ceremony of the 2024 Paralympics Games starts today at 1:30 p.m. and will not happen in a stadium. Instead, athletes will arrive via boat and cruise down the Seine River, passing by historic Paris landmarks, including the Notre Dame de Paris Cathedral and the Louvre. Meanwhile, singers Lady Gaga and Celine Dion are rumored to perform at the ceremony. The first event of the 2024 Olympics began Wednesday, but there are no sports today. Let's take a look at what is happening on the international front. Ismael El Mayo Zambada, one of the world's most powerful drug lords and leader of Mexico's Sinaloa cartel, has been arrested by U.S. federal agents in El Paso, Texas. Zambada founded a criminal organization with Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, who is currently jailed in the U.S. Alongside fentanyl charges, he is also facing charges in the U.S. ranging from drug trafficking, murder, kidnapping, money laundering, and organized crime, says the U.S. Justice Department. Let's do some entertainment now. As we wrap up the bulletin today, let's take a recap of our top stories. The World Health Organization says road crash report on 26 African countries reveals a 17% surge in road crash death. Also, the Electoral Commission has announced a voter mop-up registration exercise in August. The National Democratic Congress is set to launch its campaign in Tamale tomorrow. That is all for the bulletin today. I am Jennifer Soma. You can follow us on all our social media handles at ABC News Ghana. Good afternoon.